back. One thing, I just switched over to my Linux system, so you'll see the desktop background is different. But we're just going to resume. The Scilab works exactly the same way. We're using the same files, etc. So we didn't get a great result, so we're going to search a bigger area and take a little more time to do a big search. And so I'm going to up the values to 15 on each parameter. I've changed the center point just a little bit, and then we're going to go up to a range of 2. Instead of just going 10% plus or minus, we're going to go a full factor of 2 up and down. That should get us a better result. We'll see how long this one is about to take. So it's estimating 3.3 minutes down here in the console. So I'm going to pause while that happens, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, it actually took only 1.3 minutes, and here's our results. And these look a little more reasonable. Gain margin is great, but we're not focusing on that, and its overshoot is a little too big, so we'll get rid of this. Same thing with control effort. Steady state error, also too much overshoot. Now we look at the overshoot one, in which we've optimized for overshoot, and we get a pretty darn close overshoot here. Specifically looking at the text output, our overshoot, well, it's 37%, so it's not great. But now our settling time, oh, I'm sorry, it's 17%, so that's better, or 18. And then the settling time is a little bit off of our spec. Here we got, in settling time, we got a settling time of 1.33, so we're still pretty suboptimal, and we're seeing that we're at search boundaries a lot, so we probably don't have the right range. So let's go to balanced, which looks pretty good aesthetically anyway, and we'll note that we're saturated down here at KP min and KI min. That means we've got to look for lower ranges of KP and KI. So KP is, I'm going to lower that from 21, and the KP value, which is at the boundary, is right here. It's 15. So we could go even lower, like we could go down to 10. And KI as well is saturated at 4.9 or 5, and so we could go down to like 4 or 3 on KI. But KD is kind of already in its good range. 2.6 will even center around that, 2.6. So now we're going to run another one. It should take 1.3 minutes again, and I will again pause. It right here, 0.91 seconds, 1.2% overshoot. For the 10% overshoot, we have steady state error. Sometimes these other criteria can give you a good settling time and overshoot, but not this time. And control effort, again, the settling time is really too slow. And finally, gain margin, that one also has a bad settling time. Let's look at balanced. Okay, balanced, right here, we've got a settling time that's a bit long, but the overshoot, and the overshoot's a bit high. So let's go back and see. On the overshoot, we got it. If we optimize only for overshoot, we got it exact. If we optimize only for settling time, we bested it. So it's somewhere in these two gains, and balanced went a little too high. So let's, and notice we are also at a search boundary on this one, on settling time, but we got too good a settling time. So let's split the difference on these KPs. So we'll go 7.6, 7.7 on KP. And the KIs, 2.1 versus 3.9, so we'll go about 3 on KI, which we already had. Even though, yeah, so only one of these was at its search boundary. And KD will also split the difference. So between 3 and 3.6, it's about 3.3. But this time we're going to zoom in because we're close right now, or as close as we're going to get. So we're going to go to 1.2, only a 20% range, and we'll search this. And I'll come back when this one's done. Okay, we're back after 1.1 minutes. And I really don't like any of these results. I think we zoomed in too close on these last values. So we're just going to start with the same place, but we're going to give it more search range. So we're going to go to 1.5 instead of 1.2. And I'll see you in 1.1 minutes. All right, we're back. And let's look at balanced. It really looks pretty good. It's got the settling time is only 1.02, and the overshoot is rather smaller than 10%, and generally overshoot smaller is acceptable or even superior to matching the overshoot spec. So I'm going to say we're done, and so our final gains are KP is 6.3, KI is 2.4, and KD is 3.3. That's it.